your leader in sports coverage in Madison County. It's Sports Night from the Richmond Register Sports Department.
Find out the latest Madison County sports information from Richmond Register sports editor Nathan Hutchison, coming up next. Madison County Sports Night is brought to you by Total Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. Adams Buick GMC. Sid says sell 'em. Snappy Tomato Pizza. Pizza. Metronet Fiber. And KYmedia.net. Does your business or organization want to sponsor Madison County Sports Night on the Richmond Register Sports channels? Hit us up on social media. Abundant Hope Naturals, the official fruit smoothie for Sports Night. Come recharge with a delicious fruit smoothie full of protein and your choice of supplements.
Well, welcome into Madison County Sports Night Live for Friday, November the 11th. Just back, screaming down I-75 as fast as I could to get here. But man, what an exciting night up in Lexington. Second round of the Class 6A state football playoffs. And Madison, Central, and Dunbar playing each other for the fourth time in just a little bit over a year. And it was nasty. It was mean. I mean, not really nasty, but it was definitely heated. Just back and forth punching each other all night. And for the third time in the fifth and last 5 seasons, Madison Central is headed to the region championship game, 45-42. Man, oh man, where to start with this one? I mean, there's so much I could tell you about. Just looking at the stat sheet here is crazy. But I guess the most important thing to start off with is Madison Central had a 3-point lead. Dunbar had the ball driving, had a fourth down deep in Madison Central territory, fourth and short. And the Madison Central defense, led by Malachi Wood, came up with a big stop on fourth down to seal the win with about a minute left. But my goodness, these two teams combined for almost 1,100 yards of offense. Cut off the sound there, Randy. 1,100 yards of offense. Dunbar actually had 581 yards, a whole bunch of that on the ground. It was 453 of that on the ground. Madison Central 509 yards, 400 of that on the ground, and a whole bunch of that done by Brady Hensley. 323 yards on 28 rushes, 5 touchdowns, tying his own single game school record, which he set last year in the region championship game against Dunbar. But Hagan Harrison had 1 touchdown pass to Jaden West for 89 yards. And this thing is crazy, man. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But in the end, the Madison Central defense was able to come up with 1 stop they needed to get if they wanted to make it count. Pat Moran also had a big field goal in there as well. We could go through all this all night long here and tell you everything about everything, but we'll let the people who were part of it talk a little bit about it. So afterwards, we had a couple of interviews. We'll start off with the players. We'll go with this is Brady Hensley, Malachi Wood, and Jaden West.
All right, we're here at Paul Lawrence Dunbar, where the Indians have picked up a 45-42 win over Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Second round of the Class 6A playoffs. Brady Hensley, Malachi Wood, and Jaden West. Congratulations, guys.
Appreciate it.
Man, that was just back and forth all night. You guys, these two teams have played each other 4 times in the last 2 years, and a little animosity, a little hatred there, but good football game back and forth.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, just talking about playing these guys for the 4th time in 2 years.
Yeah, we play them all the time. They're a good team, well coached. They're really good on both sides of the ball. and they came out and they made us earn it tonight. So they're really good.
Yeah, and Malachi, you guys needed one last stop there, and they gassed you a bunch in the run game, but you guys defensively came up with one last stand. We'll talk about that last series there.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, getting that sack, and obviously Kendrick, he came in there with me too, getting the sack. I mean, really, he got there first. I just came and fell on top of him, but it was a great stop, great defensive effort tonight, and offense too.
Yeah, and offense, you guys just kept trading blows with him. You had the big 89-yard touchdown catch. Tell us about that, Jaden.
I was just open, you know, so I took advantage of it and took it to the house.
Yeah, I know. We've got to mention Brady. 5 touchdowns. You had 5 touchdowns against them last year in the region championship game, and I think in the 4 games the last 2 years, I think you have like 14 touchdowns against them or something ridiculous like that. So
I don't even know. My guys, they killed it blocking on the inside with the linemen and on the outside too. And Coach Holcomb, he does a great job with calling the plays, so we were able to get after them again tonight.
Yeah, and of course now we have to go back and play the RPI roulette game here and see where you guys play.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And any idea yet, or at this point don't care, just want to get back on that bus and celebrate?
Yeah, that's it. I think it might be Ballard or somebody. It's been one of those schools like that. We'll probably be
whoever.
Yeah. Anybody, anywhere, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Randy, you gotta cut the sound on the videos, man. These people can't hear me talk. You there, Randy? All right. Well,
I'm here. I'm here. I got a lot of buttons to push.
Too late for you. You're like all
No,
ready
I've
for
already
bed.
taken 2 naps.
I know. That's all right. I love that dance though. Coach Blair usually does the dance afterwards, and he said, "Nah, Malachi's going to do it first, and then I'll do it." So Malachi, kid that hadn't really played a lot on the defensive side of the ball before this year. Man, he's made a big impact over there, and he really made some big plays tonight. Really hardly came off the field, played offense and defense, and what turned out to be just a barn burner of a game, 45-42 Madison Central over Dunbar. Getting back to Brady Hensley, though, he's played Dunbar 4 times in his career in the past 2 years here at Madison Central. He has 16 touchdowns in those 4 games against Dunbar, which is a very interesting thing because his dad used to be the coach at Dunbar years ago. The game earlier this year against Dunbar, he had 2 touchdowns, but that was the game where he hurt his ankle and had to miss about a month of action. So I'm sure very satisfying for that young man, not only to get the win, to get a little revenge on the team that knocked him out, so to speak, for a while, and then also where his dad used to be as well. So, geez Louise, I mean, got to give a little credit to Dunbar here. Dunbar came in with a 6-5 record, barely got by Oldham County last week, but they came out and they just delivered punch after punch after punch, and it was the tag team duo of Noah Chapman and Cole Colony that did most of the damage. Colony, the quarterback, was 8 of 19 for 129 yards and a touchdown. He also ran 32 times for 194 yards. And Noah Chapman, 33 rushes for 260 yards. He had a touchdown on the ground. Cole Colony ran for 3 touchdowns. And they were just marching down the field. And I had that feeling that it was going to be a trouble time for Madison Central, but the defense comes up with one last stand. So here's Coach Mike Holcomb after the big win.
Central coach Mike Holcomb, and man, your defense had to come up with one big stand there at the end. Dunbar had rushed for a lot of yards on them all night, but when it came down to it, they bowed their back and made a game-saving stop there.
Yeah, well, that's what happens this time of year. But everybody's offense should be pretty good. The defenses are put to a test. They do a great job. They play flat, fast, but our kids made the play when it had to be made, and that's the main thing.
Yeah. In the last series there, the last stop, anything in particular you guys did, or just?
I think Coach Blair just, finally got dialed in on something there, and they just made us. The kids just made a stop. I just give Coach Blair and his side of the ball, Coach Smoot, Coach Minner, and Coach Chapman. They just got it done when it had to be done.
Yeah. We talked about how you guys have played each other now 4 times in the past last year and a half, basically. Not a lot of secrets, and you guys just traded punches back and forth all night long.
Yeah, we did. We don't have near as much same type of defense that we had out there. Same number of people. We got different names playing, but they just keep playing. They still got Madison Central on their chest, and they do what's expected of them.
Yeah, and Brady with 5 touchdowns again tonight. He had 5 touchdowns against them in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, big nod. We had a lot of people make plays, maybe a few more than not. Jaden made a big play early, big touchdown pass. Hagan made some plays and things like that.
Yeah, emotions were high out there on both sides too.
Oh yeah. Now when you end, it's over.
Yeah, and now you just got to go back and look at some scores and see where you play next week, right?
Yeah, we have to see where the shuffle is and see where we line out. When this day and world, you don't know who you play till you look at the RPIs.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations, man. We'll see you next week. All right. Well, thanks, Coach, for taking the time to talk to us afterwards there. And he's like, can we do this quick so we can get out of here? And I'm like, yes, sir. We absolutely can. So very happy to get out of there with him and get back on the bus. So a lot of happy Indians there. Of course, the big question now is, who do you play next? And it has not been updated on the KHSAA website yet. I just looked. But if I'm doing my math correctly here, which I'm a journalist, I'm not very good at math, should be at Ballard next week. It's all done by RPI from here on out, folks. So it doesn't matter what your record is or any of that stuff or who you beat or whatever before that. It's all based on RPI. And if you look at the 4 teams left in this half of the bracket are Ballard, Trinity, Bryan Station, and Madison Central. And Madison Central would have the lowest RPI of any of those 4 teams, and Ballard would have the highest RPI. So we'll be looking at Central at Ballard and Trinity at Bryan Station. How about that? That would Louisville team coming into Lexington on next weekend to play in our region final game. So down to the final 8 all across the state here. I guess it's 8. Yeah, I think it's yeah. So craziness, man, crazy. It was a crazy game. Were you following along or anything?
I was following along. Dunbar did not want to give that up.
He did not. It was crazy. Yeah, give those Dunbar kids credit. I mean, they
I was not expecting that.
No, it was crazy, and the third quarter just kept going and going and going, and just scoring back and forth. And I'm just looking at these great stats from our buddy Hugh Davis. Madison Central's defense was on the field for 85 snaps, 561 yards of total offense for Dunbar, but they got the one last stop when they needed it, and that was all that mattered. So. Football season lives on in Madison County. 3rd time in 5 years, Madison Central into the region championship game. Of course, the last 2 times they won the region championship. So we'll see what happens from there. A couple other notes to pass along from tonight as well. EKU women's basketball team got their first win of the season. They were at home tonight versus Appalachian State. Picked up a 95-63 win. Daniela Rainey, career high 30 points on 8 of 15 shooting from behind the arc. And then Antoinette Walker's 20. What is that right? No, I'm reading this right. Antoinette Walker with 26, Calissa Lacey with 14, and Bridget Fox with 10. 1-1 on the season now for Eastern Kentucky University's women. They're back in action Sunday at home against Moorhead. And the Berea College women's basketball team opened its season with a 66-45 win over Pfeiffer University down at the Agnes Scott Tip-Off Classic, which is being held in Decatur, Georgia. Aaliyah Hampton and Destiny Combs with 10 points each there. And they will be back in action again today against Methodist University down in that little tip-off classic down there. So good night for women's basketball in the county. Good night for Madison Central football. And looking ahead to tomorrow, I think the only thing we have on the schedule is a big game for the EKU football team playing Jacksonville State. Colonel sitting at 6-3, 2-1 in the 8. 2-1 in the A-Sun. Jacksonville was 7-2, 3-0 in the A-Sun. So big game. And like I said earlier on our tailgate show, I think if they get that win tomorrow, they pretty much wrap up a playoff spot, whether automatic bid or an at-large bid, either way. So huge game tomorrow, 2 o'clock, ESPN Plus, if you want to check it out or listen to it on, I think, 100.7 The Coyote with Greg Stottlemyre and crew as well. The Coyote! Well, it's been an interesting day, hasn't it? There you go. Well, yeah, there you go. See, you didn't put it up during the tailgate show. See, Russ got on him for not putting it up during the tailgate show.
I'm sorry.
It is. So there it is. I was late getting there. That's when you're late. That's what happens. So. All right. Well, I got to write this story and get these pages done. So let's get out of here. But we do want to. I was trying to think on. I was trying to think something on the way back. What I thought would kind of.
We are the champions.
Be a good. They didn't win a championship tonight.
Well, they won tonight. We played that in Central in the '80s every Friday night.
Well, you have to win a championship, but they still. I think they will. But I was trying to think on the way back of something that kind of rang a bell. And there's an old there was a song by Anthrax a couple of years ago. It's actually about the zombie apocalypse, but I thought it fit the time. This is fight them till you can't, because the Indians fought them all the way to the very end.
Yeah. Dunbar was like the zombies.
It is a song about zombies, but we're not going to say Dunbar with zombies or anything. But they fought to the end and they got the win. Congratulations, Indians. We'll see you Sunday on the Sports Show.
Abundant Hope Naturals, the official fruit smoothie for Sports Night. Come recharge with a delicious fruit smoothie full of protein and your choice of supplements. Madison County Sports Night is brought to you by Total Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. Adams Buick GMC. Sid says sell 'em. Snappy Tomato Pizza. Pizza. Metronet Fiber. Madison County Emergency Management. And KYmedia.net. Does your business or organization want to sponsor Madison County Sports Night on the Richmond Register Sports channels? Hit us up on social media.